Good morning, Fair Oak. Welcome back to Science Time. Okay, so the science today, we're going to do some work with a drink can. It can be any type of drinks can. I've got a Coke one just because that's what I had in the house, but any type of tin can this will work with. So it's a lot to do with balance. Have you ever lost your balance, particularly if you're doing something like gymnastics? Well, if you have, it will kind of help you understand the science that's going along with this. So we're going to try and do two things today. One of the things are really tough. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, and that's the beauty of science. But we're going to start with this one first. And it's all to do with balance in a drink can. So, as I said, the equipment's quite minimal. You need a drink can. Any type is absolutely fine. You need 100 ml of water, and ideally something that makes it easier to pour, just because it's a bit tricky otherwise to get it in the can, and something that perhaps you can try and balance it on later. Okay, let's get started. Okay, it's nice and easy. Not too much of a method really. If I try to balance this can on its rim, if I let go, it would just simply fall because of the centre of gravity. Now, I can get it to balance if I put about 100 millilitres of water into the can. So we're going to pour that in. So I measured it out earlier. There's 100 millilitres of water. Now if I try and balance the can, look at that. How cool is that? Now you'll probably find that it won't balance really well if you can actually feel the liquid sloshing around inside. But as soon as that settles and steadies, it will balance just like it is now. And you can actually try and balance it on different things. You can balance it onto the rim of the bowl. I'll show you that in just a moment. But let's think about why. Well, it's all to do with the centre of gravity. As I said before, sometimes you topple over when your centre of gravity, when you're not balanced. And that's a bit like the can did earlier. But when we put the water into it, we changed the centre of the gravity, and the can then tilted, the liquid formed in the bottom, and the centre of the gravity lowered, it altered, and so it stabilised. Sorry, Byron just hit the table so the can moved. I'll pop it back. He's fascinated by the can because it looks exciting. So he's actually watching it at the moment. Look. Leave it alone, Byron. And then once you've practiced and trialled with that balance, you can then practice, like I said, trying it on different things. I'm going to move that over out of his way. Once you've recognised the centre of gravity, you can get the can to balance on different things. Amaze everyone, impress them. How cool is that? The can is balanced on the rim of a bowl. Have some fun with it, but make sure that there's something that it can be mopped up really quickly because you don't want that water to spill out on any surfaces. Good luck, guys. Okay, so we're now ready for the second part of the science. And for this, we're going to need 2 mugs. I've just chosen any 2 out of my cupboard, but obviously you can tell they're mine. And we're also going to need the can. And we're going to try and get the can from here to here just by blowing, so just by using air. Now, it is tricky, and you're going to have to explore the force of your breath and the direction in which you blow, but it is completely possible. You'll also have to be careful not to over practice, otherwise you might go a little bit lightheaded. So if it doesn't go well, stop, come back to it later, but do keep practicing because like I said, it will happen. So you're going to try and blow about here. And you'll also have to think about the angle. So you're going to need to blow at a little bit of an angle to make sure that it will lift from here and pop straight into that one. Now, there's a couple of safety points to think about. I mentioned the air or the oxygen a minute ago, so make sure you take regular breaks. And also be aware that the can is going to lift or rise, and I don't want anyone to get bumped by it. So just make sure that there's nobody around, especially any younger brothers or sisters, and just be aware of getting your head out of the way when you blow. So don't put your head right over the top of the can. Try and lean to the side so that you can blow down an angle, possibly even turning your head a little bit. Okay, so watch the demonstration first and see how I get on, and then you have a go. Good luck. Yay! So why did it happen? Well, this is air pressure in action. When you are blowing air, in between the can and the mug, it created a really high pressure between the bottom of the can and the inside of the mug. And when you blew, it lifted, the force pushed the can up and into the other one. Now, obviously it's to do with the direction as well, which made a difference because sometimes it didn't go back into the cup. But when you blew really hard, it was a bit like a rocket. It took off from one cup into the other. So well done if you managed to do that. Please post your pictures as always. I love to see how you've done on the science blog. I look forward to hearing from you. See you later, guys. Bye for now.